For anyone who has consistently watched videos on this channel, you know how desperate I have been to see stories of superheroes come from our country that we can be extremely proud of. My heart broke thinking about the fate at the box office for films like Mard Ko Dard Nahi Hota and Bhavesh Joshi that just deserved a wider audience and appreciation. We have had success stories like Mr. India and Krish, but as a country, we have not tapped into the rich written content that is available and is specific to our land that can translate into beautiful cinematic stories. Everything from Raj comics all the way to our ancient Indian history, we have so many characters that can make film fans extremely excited. While we mostly look at the West to quench our superhero appetite, I mean the box office success of Spider-Man is a testament to it, we are still taking baby steps in establishing our own language industries in the same genre. But with a project like Minnal Murali, something that I have been eagerly waiting for, it only makes my heart happy and proud that we can project this superhero as our very own. The film, directed by Basil Joseph, focuses on Jason, a tailor who has aspirations to start a new life in America. The village folk consider him to be a nobody, but he doesn't pay much attention to the constant chatter. Set in the 90s, fate has it that Jason gets struck by lightning only to possess superpowers and understand that his purpose in life is much more profound than he believed. The constant back and forth and tussle that he has with the local police, exploring Jason's roots, and having to deal with an evil force, someone he has an odd parallel connection with and something that the villagers and Jason never envisioned to tackle, forms the basic storyline of Minnal Murali. This film is special in many ways, and I can only urge you to be patient with me in celebrating the film, and with good reason. So let's get to the good and bad aspects of the movie so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it on Netflix or not. The underwhelming aspects: visual effects and potential for better action choreography. The film is made on a budget of 25 crores. This is a film that is considered to be on a relatively high budget from the perspective that it comes from the Malayalam film industry, but is barely 1/20th of the investment that is done for big scale Marvel movies, which are highly dependent on adept visual effects. I put this into context because the creators have intentionally tried to work with mostly practical effects, as they understood the limited budget that they have with respect to CGI. As we have experienced so many impressive films from a technical standpoint over the years, you will definitely point out the flaws that exist in Minnal Murali, especially during the chase sequences across the field, where the CGI almost seems erratic or of an inferior quality. I have to honestly say that it does not weigh down the film or become detrimental to its overall impact at all, but the flaws need to be pointed out, irrespective of the pure intention of the creators. I also felt that the action choreography of this film could have been better, especially from a practical standpoint. I was envisioning many one-shot takes in the film as Jason fights the evil force, but there are many jump cuts that exist in the action scenes, which almost takes away the potential of this film to have really memorable set pieces. I won't lie, the superhero nerd within me was still jumping with joy, but I'm sure the celebration of this film will only lead to its further installments probably getting better and better. Expected beats of a superhero film. I think it is very clear that this is a superhero origin story, and this often alludes to a screenplay that one can envision. So more than this being an underwhelming aspect, I just want to present it as a cautionary tale that this movie will hit all the beats that you can expect. It will have a setup of the world and characters we are transported to, a character coming to terms with his powers, understanding his roots and purpose in the world, and the bad guy that he has to eventually beat. The important point regarding the same is that whether Basil Joseph has the ability to engage you from a storyline perspective while having all the necessary and expected beats in its screenplay, and I can wholeheartedly say he does. Let me also know what you loved about the film in the comments below and what you would like to see in the future in Indian cinema regarding the same. This is the start, I believe, to many creators not feeling discouraged to take the leap of faith and make stories about superheroes from all over India in different languages. You never know, maybe even cross paths with one another and join hands. The good. Atmosphere and world. I absolutely love the world building that is done in this film's first hour. The village in the 90s possesses such eccentric characters that it is almost reflective of the personalities that are organically fleshed out. While the TV news presents a triangular planetary alignment that will take place after 700 years, causing a lot of thunder and lightning, the local population is only concerned on whether they will play Chitrahar or not, the iconic tea shop in which most of the local gossip takes place and talk about the new developments in everyone's lives. The several romantic angles that exist in the village and everyone being privy to it, almost hauntingly aware of every move that takes place around them. The rundown hospital run by Mamu Koya, the karate school run by Femina George, all of these elements really help in transporting the viewers to the location and almost assuming the role of a resident in the same world. pitch and writing. The film is presented in a campy pitch, something that is reminiscent of the world of Shazam, and it works perfectly due to the brilliant casting decisions and the exquisite writing of Arun Anirundan and Justin Matthew. What really is communicated through this film is the innocence of the world, especially due to the protagonist of Jason played by Tovino Thomas. This infectious and genuine energy is something that really draws you in. You can only be convinced of a film's absurdity if the actors are convincing, and Minnal Murali is a great combination of both. Whether it be the fake brand t-shirts that Jason wears, the motor nerves within any Mallu who ties a lungi before any altercation, even if it is a Santa suit, a local telling everyone of a catastrophe that has happened and subsequently telling them not to worry, a hilarious and cute montage of the nephew educating Jason about the various superheroes that exist in America, the dimwits of the police thinking that they have cracked the case, or my favorite, a child actor just roaming around during an action scene wanting his coconut water. All of these seemingly absurd moments in this film make this crazy world such a unique experience and something for which I'm sure viewers will have a lot of fun watching. The performances. The casting in this film is near perfect, each individual making the characters their own, almost making me think that if there are further installments after this film, that I can only envision these actors to play these characters. I'm a huge fan of Tovino Thomas in and out of films for his genuine energy, ability to be a part of films irrespective of the length of his roles, and just the balance of being approachable and funny while still having the physical ability to come across as a capable superhero. I think he fits the bill perfectly of Jason, a man who is naive and almost foolish but extremely empathetic and loving of his surroundings. His bond with his nephew especially is something that will win your heart over. The little kid Vashish Umesh possesses such confidence in front of camera. His long hair, his cute smile, his dorky glasses, his admiration for his uncle, all of these elements make him such a cute comrade for this universe. In the supporting cast, the karate master Femina George, Baju as the menacing police officer, and especially Rajesh Madhavan stand out. Madhavan with his theories about the case account for some of the most hilarious moments in this film. It is however Guru Samasundaram who steals the show in this film. I can't really get into his character and motivations, but trust me, he will absolutely blow you away with his performance. It is exactly what I think when I envision superheroes meeting their match in the universe and almost being intimidated by their very presence. He does exactly that and more through his character. It is in the last hour of this film where it really shifts into exhilarating high gear, integrating both style and heart, both elements that create a beautiful cocktail necessary for a superhero story. When one is interested with superpowers, you can either become vengeful of your surroundings and the mistreatment you have endured, or you can apply it to good use for the welfare of the citizens around you. The use of something that can be considered to be a gift or a curse is essentially what Minnal Murali beautifully explores. Seeing Minnal's comic strips and Manorama makes me think that I would definitely subscribe to a comic strip if it released periodically. Seeing Jason in a lungi and chappals run in high speed and stop a moving jeep with one hand also made me emotional, because all of us Indians can identify with him as he is rooted in our soil. Many superhero stories often lose their identity in wanting to mimic what the West has done with its characters, and Minnal stays rooted in his origin story, making it unique and original and something that all of us Indians can be proud of. My only wish was to see this movie in theatres, and while that cannot be a reality anymore and we have to come to terms with its OTT release, I can only hope and wish that one day Minnal Murali 2 becomes a reality and we can hoot and cheer in theatres for his entry just like we did in No Way Home. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.